Is Caitlin Clark being targeted by WNBA referees? And wait for it, because it gets crazier. She's just been labeled a coach killer in a new article that's got people taking sides. Throughout this season, fans have noticed some suspiciously inconsistent calls whenever Caitlin's in action. And now we've got game footage making the round that shows Caitlin getting physically fouled with no whistle. Imagine being out there, giving 110% and still not getting the calls you deserve. This controversy is making waves, and it's putting WNBA officiating under serious scrutiny. Big shout out to IU Wonka on Twitter for highlighting this, because the footage really tells the story. You'll see Caitlin taking a huge hit that throws her off balance, yet somehow no foul call. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Just recently, NBA player Grant Williams committed a similar hit in a game, and he was ejected right away. So why does Caitlin get no whistle, no flagrant? We're talking about nearly identical plays, but the WNBA refs let it slide without a second thought. Fans are asking, why this double standard? Is there something bigger going on here? The double standard isn't just raising eyebrows. Fans are outraged. Social media is buzzing, with people calling out the WNBA for what they see as inconsistent treatment of its rising star. On Twitter and Reddit, you've got comments flooding in, like, the WNBA needs to take a serious look at these refs, and Caitlin deserves better than this. There's even a debate comparing the way elite male players get protected versus how Caitlin, one of the league's biggest talents, is treated. This isn't just about the calls, it's about respect for the players who are making the game more popular and competitive. But here's where things take an even wilder turn. As if questionable officiating wasn't enough, Caitlin Clark is now being labeled a coach killer by certain media outlets. Yeah, you heard that right. After Indiana Fever head coach Christy Sides was let go following the team's rough season, articles started popping up pointing fingers at Caitlin, as if her high-profile presence is somehow to blame. Now, Stephanie White has taken over as head coach, but this new label that's being thrown at Caitlin has raised even more questions about how the media portrays female athletes. Imagine being called a coach killer just because you're passionate and pushing your team to succeed. You don't see the same label used against top male players who have gone through multiple coaches, do you? Now here's where it really gets interesting. Look at the NBA stars who've had multiple coaching changes. Think of LeBron or Kobe, both of whom had several coaching rotations, especially early in their careers. Did anyone ever call them coach killers? Hardly. Yet suddenly Caitlin, simply because she's driven and wants to win, gets this label thrown at her. The double standard is impossible to ignore. Why are we treating Caitlin like she's responsible for every team decision when she's out there doing her job at the highest level? She's a fierce competitor, and like any other great player, she's holding her team to a higher standard. Why does that make her a coach killer? At the end of the day, this isn't just about Caitlin. This whole situation shines a light on broader issues in women's sports. From refereeing inconsistencies to biased media portrayals, the Caitlin Clark controversy reveals a persistent double standard. Here we are in 2024, and female athletes still aren't receiving the same treatment and respect as their male counterparts. How is the WNBA supposed to grow when we're seeing unfair treatment on and off the court? Fans, players, and analysts are all chiming in, calling for change. Because this doesn't just affect Caitlin, it impacts the league's credibility and future. Now, what's your take? Is Caitlin Clark really being unfairly targeted by WNBA refs? And is the coach killer label crossing a line? Or is there more to it? Let's get a conversation going in the comments. Hit that like button if you agree the league needs to do better. And make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on future updates. I'll be following this story closely and bringing you the latest as it develops. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep the comments coming, and remember to shake those haters off.